Yes, so now what happens is Alice lands up in the hall, and that hall has many doors. Not only the doors, the hall is also having many lamps which are hanging to the ceiling. See what happens now. When you find yourself in a hall which has many doors, you surely want to open the doors and see what's there, right? So Alice also wants to do something like that. But let's see if she's possible to do all these things, or will she do something else. There were doors all around her, but they were all locked. After trying all the doors, Alice walked slowly down the middle, wondering how she was ever to get out again. In the beginning, she enters the hole along with the rabbit without thinking how she's going to come back. And now when she's in the hall and when she's not able to open the doors in the hall, she's sad. How should I go back home? How do I get out? But see what else happens here. Suddenly, she came upon a little three-legged table made of solid glass. There was nothing on it but a tiny golden key, and Alice's first idea was that this might belong to one of the doors of the hall. See, a three-legged table is a table which has only three legs, and the top of the table has glass. On that there will be a very beautiful small golden key which is shining, and Alice looks at that key and thinks, oh, might be this is the key to unlock the doors. So see what she does now. But alas, either the locks were too large or the keys was too small. But at any rate, it would not open any of them. What happens now? The locks of the doors were too big and the key was too small. So neither of it worked. Neither she could unlock the doors nor that key was useful. However, on the second time round, she came upon a low curtain she had not noticed before, and behind it was a little door about 15 inches high. She tried the little golden key in the lock, and to her great delight, it fitted. Now what happens? She directly enters the hall and looks around. She finds only doors, but she forgets to notice that there was a small hanging curtain. And now she enters the hall without looking at it. All of a sudden, when she turns around, she'll find a hanging curtain on one side. Now she'll be wondering, why is this curtain hanging here? What is behind it? Let's go see. When she moves the curtain, she'll find one door which is 15 inches high. So now she'll think, oh, surely this golden key fits into this door. Alice opened the door and found that it led into a small passage, not much larger than a rat hole. She knelt down and looked along the passage into the loveliest garden ever. And now Alice unlocks the door and she finds that there's a passage which leads to a beautiful garden. And how big is that passage? Only a rat can pass through it. Neither a rabbit nor a human being. How big is a rat? It's just the size of our wrist. Yes? How she longed to get out of that dark hall and wander about those beds of bright flowers and those cool fountains, but she could not even get her head through the doorway. And now Alice is very happy seeing that beautiful garden. She's thinking, how do I get into this garden? It's really beautiful. I want to go and lie on the beautiful flowers and roam around and feeling that coolness of fountain, that is the water spring which is there in the garden. Now, it would be of very little use without my shoulders. Oh, how I wish I could shut up like a telescope. I think I could if I only knew how to begin. So many out of the way things had happened lately that Alice had begun to think that very few things indeed were really impossible. Now, as soon as she looks into that beautiful garden, she tells that if my head also gets into this small hole, how about my body? What do I do without my body? So what she'll do is, she is thinking that if I would have been like a telescope, olden days people used such a telescope which was adjusted accordingly. When it was in use, they made it long, and when it was not in use, they again made it short and they kept it in their holders. But Alice thought, if I was a telescope, even I would have been into this garden. But that's not possible. Now she starts thinking that I shouldn't think what is not possible. So turn to page 4. There seemed to be no use in waiting by the little door, so she went back to the table, half hoping she might find another key on it, or a book of rules for shutting people up like telescopes. This time, she found a bottle on it, which certainly was not here before, said Alice. And tied around the neck of the bottle was a paper label with the words, "Drink me," beautifully printed on it in large letters. So now, after sitting and thinking that it's not possible to get into the garden, what she does is, she'll think, oh, might be there'll be something else on the table, or there may be a key which will unlock some of the doors. But when now she goes to the table, she'll find a bottle. Alice tells, when I saw there was no bottle here, all of a sudden there's a bottle on which it is written, "Drink me." And that "drink me" is written in bold letters. Alice is scared because she'll think that every bottle has a title given. If it's a poison, it'll be written poisonous. If it's not a poison, it'll be written as any drink. So she thinks that it's written "drink me." Should I really drink or not? So what she does, she'll stop for a minute, she'll take the bottle and she'll turn around and finds if there's something written on it, if it is poisonous or if it's not poisonous. Then she reads that, she'll find that it's a drinking liquid, and then she drinks. See what happens after she drinks that. And what kind of a drink will it be? What will you do if you're offered with a drink which is very tasty? Without thinking anything, you'll start drinking. The same thing Alice also does here. It was very well to say, "Drink me." But the wise little Alice was not going to do that in a hurry. "No, I'll look first," she said, "and see whether it's marked poison or not." For she had read in several nice little stories about children that if you drink much from a bottle marked poison, it is almost certain to disagree with you sooner or later. However, this bottle was not marked poison, so Alice ventured to taste it, and finding it very nice. What did the bottle have? Look here. The liquid was a mixture of sort of mixed flavor of cherry tart. I hope you all know what is cherry tart. Cherry tart is nothing but a pastry which is mostly filled with cherries. Custard, pineapple, roast turkey, toffee, and hot buttered toast. Isn't your mouth watering listening to all these? Yes, so here Alice also finds a mixture of these drinks, and now she starts drinking it. She very soon finished it off because it was very tasty. "What a curious feeling," said Alice. "I must be shutting up like a telescope." I hope you'll watch those animated cartoons. For example, Doraemon, he has so many gadgets that when he in one of the episode, he has a gadget, torchlight. If the torchlight is switched on and focused on Nobita, he grows tall. And again, if he focuses the torchlight on Nobita, he comes back to the normal height, right? Similarly, here also Alice thinks that, oh, if I drink this, I'll become small. And if I drink this again, I'll become big. So this was Alice's thought. So now what happens is, and so it was indeed. Her thoughts came true. She was now only 10 inches high. She's become very tiny now.